But let's talk a little bit about that negative experience which came from school or university. If it didn't happen, you are the luckiest man ever, and you can just continue to the next videos. But if you ever felt that you didn't fit in the system, that you probably didn't do as good as you thought you could, so what could be the reasons for that? You need to understand that teaching methodology and linguistics, for example, and teaching languages, it's a relatively new science. It's still very much developing, and it's still in this, we can say, in one of the initial stages. This is really what I believe in, and I've been through the system, believe me. Traditionally, there has been a system which was adapted to the needs of the most students. So to say, they created a portrait of a student who represented majority. It was the person with strong visual skills who learned effectively through reading. It is the person with high respect for authority. And the third thing, it is the person who is disciplined enough to concentrate for some time, for some substantial time. These three elements helped to create some kind of the learning process which started to be implemented everywhere. But if you are different from that, if you just at one element are different, if you, for example, have a shorter attention span than usual, or if you are more emotional, and you are not very good with authority, and other factors could influence your attitude and could influence your results in school. But what you need to understand is that if you don't fit into the system, if you represent a different type of a personality and a learner, it is not necessarily a bad thing. It means that it will be harder for you to succeed, but you really need to remember there is nothing wrong about it. And I'm speaking from experience because I'm quite a logical person with strong visual skills, and I did very well at school. I had no problem with the system, but when I started teaching, I saw so many personalities, so many variations of different learning styles. I know learning style, maybe it is not a very popular term, but in general, how people remember things, how people process information, they were all very different. And I can tell you that the further they were from the traditional portrait of a learner, the more difficult for them was to learn a language, to master a language, because they needed different approaches, different methods, they needed different attitude about themselves. So the first thing you do is you get used to the idea that your own learning style will be always unique, and that's great. That's a good thing which you should monetize on, instead of being ashamed that you were different from some excellent schoolgirl in the past. And we will continue in the next lesson.